Почитувани, добар ден. Гостин во неделното интервју на Радио Слободна Европа е британскиот амбасадор во Скопје, господинот Чарлс Гарет. Амбасадоре, што мислите како постигнатиот договор меѓу политичките партии во Македонија ќе влие врз препораката и извештајот од Европската комисија за напредокот на Македонија?
Well, the Commission themselves would have to answer that. We'll know soon enough what the report is going to say and what the recommendation is going to be. But what I would say is that last night's agreement is a fantastic achievement. It's a real step forward for Macedonia, and I'd congratulate everyone involved. When the report does come out, it will contain a wide range of recommendations for Macedonia and information about the state of development of democracy and rule of law and all the other aspects in Macedonia. So it'll be important to look at that and bear that in mind in deciding the future course of the country.
Каква препорака може да очекуваме од Европската комисија? Во каква форма ќе биде овој пат спакувана?
Right. Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of talk about this. Of course, again, this is really for the Commission to work through and decide how best they want to phrase or shape that recommendation. The important thing, though, really is contained in that conditionality. All reports have conditionality in them. They're a set of measures of where the country's got to and what the country still needs to do, and so that is really where the focus should be, on the actual contents of the report and understanding exactly what it is that the leaders in Macedonia, that the institutions in Macedonia can do to move Macedonia forward.
Чувствувате ли одговорност како дел од Европската Унија што ете Македонија во изминативе години има добиено 6 препораки, а се уште не ги започнала преговорите, а од друга страна како дел од причините за продлабочувањето на политичката тензија во јавноста се смета токму непочнувањето на преговорите со Европската Унија?
What I would say is that I agree that this is a very frustrating situation for Macedonia. It's a very difficult situation. We all know how long it's been going on and the difficulties that has brought to Macedonia. It's very important, obviously, that not only is this political crisis resolved in a way that allows Macedonia to move forward with its reforms, but also that any other blocks to Macedonia moving forward on its Euro-Atlantic path towards the European Union membership and towards NATO membership can be resolved. And we all know what needs to be done to do that. And that is something which I believe should be absolutely a priority as soon as the situation allows itself to be.
Политичкиот договор од Пржино треба да создаде минимум услови за фер и демократски избори. Што мислите вие, има ли доволно време до април за да се создадат тие услови, ако имаме на ум досегашната пракса дека политичарите по секој поглед се обидуваат да го закочат спроведувањето на договорот од Пржино?
I think that the Persiano agreement provides for a very tight timetable, but it is realistic, and it's realistic if everyone understands the urgency and the importance of getting this right, that leaders really pull together and that they act in good faith about this. Achieving credible elections in April next year, 24th of April, means there's quite a mountain to climb, and it requires not just the political leaders of the country, but all the institutions that are involved in that, whether that's the media or civil society, to pull together and to collaborate in a way that can produce constructive and positive work and progress towards that goal of credible elections. I think it's also worth saying that the voters themselves are very important in this. Voters, of course, are the people who make elections, and it's not just on the day when they cast their vote that they make elections. It's also at all other times when they tell leaders what they want, they apply demands and they apply pressure to keep the leadership moving in the direction that they, the voters, want. So with if all of those institutions and all of those individuals can pull together, I think Persiano is achievable.
Ако земјава со години не може да најде решенија сама за политичките кризи кои што настануваат и постојано бара помош од меѓународниот фактор за да се справи со нив, што мислите, дали може да кажеме дека земјава го исполнува основниот копенхагенски политички критериум?
Well, the Copenhagen political criteria are not measured by how much support the international community provides to a country. All transition states in enlargement over the last 15 or 20 years have required considerable support from the international community, and Macedonia is no exception in that. What it does suggest, though, is that, of course, the institutions, the democratic institutions, the judicial institutions, and so on, perhaps do not have the strength themselves to resolve a lot of these questions. So there is a connection there, and I think that is something that everyone involved needs to focus on strengthening as we move the country forward.
Работата на специјалниот јавен обвинител Катица Јанева ќе биде основен показател во која насока ќе се движи Македонија во блиска иднина. Какви се вашите очекувања ако на ум ги имаме досегашните обструкции уште пред да почне Јанева со работа?
Well, I'd agree with you that the work of the Special Prosecutor is absolutely central to this. I think that because her office has been established to look at those very serious allegations that are contained within the wiretap recordings, it's essential that those are properly investigated in order to provide a foundation for a sustainable resolution of the political crisis. I think it's fantastic news that she has been able to pull her team together, that she's got a budget, that she's able to announce that she will start work on Monday. And I'm confident that she will be able to make good progress with that. Of course, it's absolutely essential that everyone who has any influence over that process should understand that it be allowed to continue achieving what its goals are without any blocks put in place, without any influence designed to influence it one way or the other, because it's absolutely essential that should be a clear and fair process which results in clear and fair outcomes. And I think, there's another point here that all four political parties have signed up to this under Potrebno. It's been agreed in Parliament. It's something which the democratic institutions and the agreements around the resolution of the political crisis have agreed on. And if any part of that network holds things back, then that itself is a direct challenge to Potrebno. And I think that if there is any attempt to try to influence the process that Katice Janova is starting on Monday, if there is any attempt to try and block it, then you have to ask, why is someone trying to do that?
Медиаторот Метју Нимец неодамна за грчки медиум изјави дека сега е совршено време за решавање на проблемот со името. Што мислите, дали во ваква политичка криза има услови за такво нешто?
Well, I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect time to resolve this. I think it's a question which is, of course, has been blocking Macedonia's movement forward for a long time. It's one which really needs to be addressed as soon as it can and as thoroughly as it can, so that it can finally be removed as a block to Macedonia moving forward. Whether that happens now or in a few months' time is perhaps not the real question. The real question is, do the political leaders, both in Athens and in Skopje, have the political courage and the sense of leadership and of urgency which is required to achieve this? I believe that that leaders in both places need to address this as soon as they reasonably can, and I believe that the time is right. I think the political crisis here has shown just what the reasons are for resolving that question as soon as possible.
Ви благодарам за разговорот.
It's my pleasure.
Вам, почитувани, ви благодарам што го следевте неделното интервју на Радио Слободна Европа. До гледање.